Gold Squad TV. So I was watching Rap Royalty on the culturally canceled podcast by my man Russell Peters, Salute Russell Peters. I'm gonna do a separate video on him. But he had Big Daddy Kane, Mad Skillz, Aries Spears, who was a comedian, and Lord Finesse on. And they were all having a nice, peaceful debate about hip hop. And Aries is very East Coast biased in a lot of ways. He's really big on lyricism, but at the same time, there's certain criteria between certain things he had to be educated on between rapper and MCs. But I see a lot of people hating on Aries, and a lot of people are hating on Aries because they feel his list is basic. And you see people over here saying Sci the Prince could beat anybody on Aries list, top 10 list, whatever. Which you got names like Big Pun, Eminem, Jay-Z, Nas, etc. on the list. Jadakiss, Rakim. I'm sorry, Sci the Prince ain't touching none of those people. Say what you want about him being New York biased, but see, a lot of you guys don't understand whether it was way back when it was popular or not. A lot of you young people, and this is why I really have a problem with a lot of the younger crowd. A lot of you younger people don't have any type of sense of respect or understanding for something that you didn't grow up in. You didn't do the studying because some of you people are suckers and don't put in the type of work that you need to put in order to have opinion. You'll sit there and say Aries doesn't have a right to take an opinion seriously or whatever the case may be on what he's saying, but he has a lot more of a stick of opinion than some of you people. Some of you guys will sit there and put the Beagles in the top 10 or something like that. And I mean, I get it. They're the flavor of the month right now. You can sit there and say DMX is the flavor of the month back in 1998. Guess what? We don't judge things like that in hip hop culture. But I will say that Migos ain't hip hop. So let's just be real. They got their own lane. They're not hip hop as far as I'm concerned. That said, I get tired of you young people, man. Young people have absolute no disrespect, make no respect for the legends that came way before that made it possible for some of your favorite rappers to even exist. Some of your favorite rappers go out their way to disrespect the OGs. And this is what I mean. It's a societal issue. It's even more than just music. Like I just had a conversation with somebody that I'm really cool with last night about how in today's day and age, youngins don't have OGs to run to no more. They don't respect their OGs. They just go out there and do suspect shit and talk shit, and they wonder why they're getting caught by putting your money on Instagram and showing your ass. People don't like hearing wisdom. People don't like hearing what they need to hear. When it comes to hip hop, it's the same thing. People want the old heads to go away. They want the Big Daddy Kings to go away. They want the G-Raps to go away. They think they're prehistoric. They like the Lord Finesses to go away. The guys that are still making music that aren't here to try to be quote unquote relevant. Because people want to act like they lawyers and they want to use big words like he's not relevant anymore. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard a hip hop fan say, even though it's a word. Yes, it is a word. A lot of lawyers use that word. Everybody want to act like they fucking A&Rs and Russell Simmons and shit. You guys don't get to judge on what's dope and what's not. Especially if you ain't come from the ground roots of this shit. You weren't born in the 70s, 60s, 70s, or 80s, or even like the 60s, 70s, or 80s preferably. You weren't born in those times. You really don't got no right to say anything about hip hop without knowing your history. Do the knowledge before you do the product. You know what I'm saying? You don't sniff cocaine without knowing its risk. You know what I'm saying? It's risk your overall health. That's why I say you guys want to sit here and start disrespecting the culture, start disrespecting the people that made it possible. Just remember, the OGs will always be right at the end of the day. The same little young fuck that didn't listen to the OG will be the one getting locked up in prison with some big dude named Bubba rolling up on him, trying to see if he's gonna drop the soap. All because you couldn't keep your morals and your understanding of respect intact. That said, you don't get to disrespect Aries Spears. Say what you want about Aries when it comes to his comedic skills. Say what you want about Alonzo Williams, whatever his dumbass name is, and punched him in the middle of an interview, which was stupid. I don't care what Aries Spears said. It was stupid. You got to know he's a comedian. You got to know what the time is. You got to know the temperature. If you're due to take shit too seriously like that, go take your pampered ass out the game. You have a little more respect for the people that came before you. Remember, all this bullshit you talking, I'm from the East Coast. I'm from CT. I got fam in Brooklyn. I got fam in the Bronx, the Boogie Down. Boogie Down's where it started. So you guys could go, it's worldwide now. It's all over the world. Everybody likes rap and hip hop, whatever you want to call it. You want to try to put all of it together. Let me tell you something though. There would be no hip hop if it wasn't for the Bronx in '73 for Kool Herc. DJ Kool Herc invented that shit along with others that were there. Sit there all you want. The history's the history. 19th century, 73 in Sedgwick Ave. That's where it started. So it always comes back to the mothership, baby. No matter who's popping. The South might be popping, whatever. The record industry might be rocking with a certain sound. Y'all confuse the record industry for hip-hop. At the end of the day, it always comes back to the culture being respected and its importance. When you got people sitting there and I don't want to hear KRS old man bars, that's lame and that's disrespectful and it's a lack of knowledge. But you're going to sit there and say somebody that's a pop rapper that don't even write his own shit is better? It's a matter of opinion at the end of the day. Nevertheless, we should respect each other's opinions, which I've respected about this culturally canceled show, is even when he said shit that was out of bounds, like he tried to sit there and say Ludacris couldn't rap. Ludacris is one of the dopest MCs from the South. I salute Luda. When he was kind of being, biased towards the regions. That's his opinion. You don't have to like it. Just the fact that y'all think that your opinion has any type of say to what real hip hop's about. You want to sit there and call it weak. You talking about record sales. We talking about skill. You want to take skill away and talk about all these other things that matter and try to say that has nothing really to do with what makes an artist hot. Go listen to your pop rap then. But in reality, this hip hop shit's way more important and it's bigger than what you think. And, we live that shit. Anybody that grew up in the 80s and 90s and the 70s, even the late 70s, we lived that shit. We lived that shit. It wasn't just some music we listened to. It was a culture. So just remember one thing, man. You guys can sit there and say all that corny bullshit all you want. Just know you're entitled to your opinion. No one's going to get mad at you. But don't sit there and try to say that this man has a weak opinion because you don't agree with it. His opinion is actually a little more valid than some of you others have. At least he's actually good at something. You guys are stay-at-home comedians. You want to sit there and talk to a man that's been a comedian across the whole world. Gold Squad TV, salute Aries Spears. I got another one coming in a few minutes. Gold Squad TV.